Hello, dears, and welcome to Al-Hussaini Virtual Lab Pathology Talks, Tips, and Practical Tips. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is a rare but very interesting tumor, the differential diagnosis of which is important in order to render the proper treatment and management. This is a case of Amphicrine Carcinoma of the colon. So this is an 80-year-old female patient who presented with melena, and on colonoscopy, she was found to have an ascending colon mass, and this is really very important. Now, as you can see here, there is a proliferation of signet ring cells. So we have diffuse sheets of cells with eccentric nucleus pushed by a lumen in the cytoplasm containing this droplet of mucin consistent with signet ring appearance. Now, other areas of the tumor showed more solid growth pattern without this really very characteristic signet ring appearance. And the first thing that would come to mind, would this be, for example, metastasis from the stomach? Could this be, and this is very important, goblet cell adenocarcinoma of the appendix? Because really this is what needs to be excluded, especially that a tumor is coming or located in the right side of the colon. And PAS especially stain beautifully highlighted the mucin content within the signet ring cells that are growing diffusely in the tumor. CDX2 showed positive nuclear staining in the tumor cells, both the solid sheets as well as the tumors that are showing tumor cells showing the signet ring appearance. And SAT-B2 was also positive in both components, the solid sheets as well as the areas showing the signet cell morphology. Now, what was surprising was that the tumor was positive for synaptophysin, again, both in the tumor cells that do not really show the signet ring morphology, but also in some of the tumor cells with the signet ring morphology, sometimes even showing this dot-like cytoplasmic staining in the tumor cells, and synaptophysin again more in another focus with this diffuse positivity, sometimes dot-like staining that is mostly seen in the signet ring cells. Now, another more recently used immunohistochemical marker for neuroendocrine differentiation is the INSM1 immunohistochemistry. It shows usually a nuclear staining in the tumor cells showing the neuroendocrine differentiation, and the tumor cells in both components, the usual component and the signet ring cells, are also positive, showing the nuclear positivity. Now, I have to say that the tumor cells were negative for chromogranin as well as CD56. And this was a kind of puzzling. Is this tumor a neuroendocrine tumor, or is this a tumor, a usual adenocarcinoma, or the poorly differentiated adenocarcinoma showing the signet ring differentiation, or is it the more recently described MiNEN, which is the mixed neuroendocrine and non-neuroendocrine tumors or carcinomas? And to go on further with the immunostain, the tumor cells were showed the mosaic pattern of staining with P53, meaning that the tumor is non-mutant. This is the normal or the wild type staining pattern. The mismatch repair proteins where the tumor was proficient for MSH6, however, it was deficient for PMS2 and MLH1. Remember that PMS2 can sometimes show this non-specific cytoplasmic staining. What we're looking for is the nuclear staining. So these are the internal positive controls, the endothelial cells. The tumor cells themselves, the nuclei of the tumor cells, are completely negative, and MLH1 shows the same positive nuclear staining in the endothelium in the background, serving as the internal positive control, while the tumor cells, including the signet and the more diffuse growth pattern, are negative, which means that the tumor is MMR deficient, mismatch repair protein deficient. Now, in this instance, we have to sort out whether this is because this deficiency is because of methylation or this is because of germline mutation. And we do the BRAF immunohistochemistry, and as you can see, the tumor cells are strongly diffusely positive, meaning a mutant for the BRAF, which would support that this is methylation rather than a germline mutation that led to the mismatch repair protein deficiency. Now, to sort out the issue of the dual expression in the tumor cells of the usual markers for carcinoma, which are the CDX2 and the SAT-B2, and at the same time showing the immunohistochemical markers for a neuroendocrine differentiation, in this instance, the synaptophysin and the ISMN1, this tumor is called the Amphicrine Carcinoma, which means the dual expressor carcinoma, and this is completely separate. It's different from the MiNEN or the mixed neuroendocrine and non-neuroendocrine tumors. These tumors are usually treated as carcinomas, and since as adenocarcinomas rather than neuroendocrine carcinomas, and since the tumor is MMR deficient, there is a good chance that the patient might benefit actually from immunotherapy, and this is also important to take into consideration whenever we have the signet ring morphology, especially in the right side of the colon. I hope you find this tip useful in your daily practice. Thank you.